guys, Jonah here, back for a beer review. And this one's going to be good. Well, I hope it is, because we've got one of these. Vocation Death by Cherries. It's a cherry sour, not quite alembic, but pretty sour. 4.5% ABV. Like I say, it's a Vocation special edition. And this beer, if you have been keeping track of Unclejona's channel, and let me tell you, if you haven't done so already, click like and subscribe down below, then you will never miss more content from me. But this was up for Beer of the Year last year. I had this at the Vocation stand or stall at the Great British Beer Festival. And it says, Death by Cherries, warning, not for the faint-hearted. Only the brave can handle this intense mix of sweet and sour cherries. Bold flavours will leave the biggest adrenaline junkie wanting more. Rich, sweet and tart. It's a jammy sour. And yeah, this was absolutely fantastic. And even the can is fantastic. And these, dear viewer, well, I found this beer at my local Sainsbury's, would you believe it or not? Absolutely ridiculous. It was next to another Vocation beer that I'll do some point, maybe tomorrow, but maybe a few days' time, which was on special offer. This wasn't. I think it was £3. So, I mean, for a 4.40 can, that is reasonably expensive for me, anyway. We're getting near pub prices for that sort of £3 a pint. Jesus Christ, just crazy. Anyway, but this one is a very, very good beer, or at least it was when I had it at the Vocation bar, the GBBF. And as you well know, dear viewer, Vocation, I have a special place in my heart because it was my best friend's favourite brewery. And he is no longer with us, so this one's to you, Jim, if you're watching from wherever you may be, up in the cosmos somewhere. We shall meet again, my friend. Now, because this is a 440, I'm hoping I'll be able to fit the whole lot. Oh yeah, baby. The whole thing in there, damn it. And we'll even do one of those. So headwise, we're under a finger, probably 75% of a finger. And look at that. I mean, it's looking dark to you. I can just about see through, because behind you, dear viewer, is the window, as you can see in the reflection. So it is lighter than you might think. But lovely red. Look at the head as well. The head has a lovely pink hue. It's white, but it's got a fluffy pink hue. And that aroma is lovely. It reminds me of kind of cherry cough sweets, mixed with a bit of cream. Actually, let's have a look, because I was trying to look at that earlier on, and it is absolutely tiny, dear viewer. But you can focus, can't you? So we've got barley, wheat, and oats. That I wanted to see. Cherries, it doesn't say, but a mix of cherries, water, yeast, all the rest. I'm looking forward to this, and it's only Monday, dear viewer. Cheers and beers to you and to the rest of the week. Oh, instantly hit with the sour tartness up front. Not as much as a lambic, but then the creaminess comes in a little bit. Takes a while to get there, and then tails out with a bit of residual sweetness. So it is a case of sweet and sour. It finishes a little bit dry though. Little bit of tingling on the tongue, but the sweetness is there in the background too. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. And as you might know, if you're familiar to me at all, one of my absolute favourite beers in the world, if not the favourite, is the Cantillon Krieg, which is a lambic form of sour beer. Absolutely one of my top beers of all time, really high up there. And I'd say I think the Creek is better than the just their Goose or Goozy, however you say it, Guaze. Who knows? Have I got a tide line? I've got a selfishly fat tide line there, man. Look at that. Wheat and oats, they do wonderful things to your beer, even if it's a fruited sour. And these are very much on point, on trend at the moment. But I've liked them for a few years. Different type of thing altogether. This one, apart from being well carbonated, it's kind of more like one of those ciders that you get, less like a beer, more like a kind of fruity kind of cider thing. From those people in, where are they? Norway, Denmark, all of those kind of weird places. Anyway, let's go in for more goodness. It's lovely. The sourness hits you first, and obviously this one has been in the fridge, but the sourness does hit you first, and you think, oh, and then everything mellows out. It's like certain chili kind of dishes. You bite into a chili and you think, oh, I've made a big mistake there. And then usually, not always, dear viewer, but usually it gets up to a point and then it, into fruitiness. And kind of that's what this does. Fantastic beer. Look, there's another tide line there, another pretty fat one, which is really good to see. I like that. Let's look at that can again. Special edition Death by Cherries. I know they've done some other Death bys. I think they've done Death by Mango and Death by Pineapple and all that sort of nonsense. But this is a really nice beer. Dear viewer, get down to Sainsbury's supermarket. They're not a sponsor of the show, but that's where I got that, and I was really surprised to see it. I was like, "What?" It was a double take, but this beer is a really, really good beer. You will not be disappointed, dear viewer. Whoa. Another massive fat tide line. Life is good. The only thing is it's only 4.5% ABV. I know, ABV is not everything. But for me, I usually only have one or two beers of an evening. If it's a school night, I usually stick at one. But when you've got a lovely beer like this, you can have two or three, and you wouldn't, you wouldn't feel bad the next day. And I don't want you to feel bad, dear viewer. I'm not sure if the one that I had at the GBBF was 4.5% one. It might have been. It all kind of blurs into one. And I think I had 19 beers that day. That's a pretty good going. I was a bit disappointed actually not to hit 20, but there we go. But when you've got a nice beer like this, something to savour, I think this would sit much better at something like 6%. But that's my own view. And there we go. The first one is still there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tied lines, meaning 4 sips of lovely beer. It's focusing on me, isn't it? Not the can, which it should do. Vocation Death by Cherries. Why don't you go and search it out? Let me know if you've had this beer. What do you think in the comments down below? I still think this is a really good one. Until the next time, dear viewer, you take care of each other. Remember to drink some beer because rumour has it makes you much smarter.